My ex's cheating revelations changed everything. The video arrives at 2:11 a.m. when my apartment is a museum of hums. The fridge, the radiator, the tinnitus of a day that ran 2 hours too long. A block number, a text bubble, then a clip, Dylan's back, his laugh, a room that is definitely not the Marriott he claimed. His hand reaches for a towel I recognize as mine, a cheap gray one with a bleach-freckled corner, and he says, "Lo, you can keep filming, babe." I taste coffee that isn't there. I'm Mara, an EMT who sleeps in 10-minute scraps and keeps a go-bag by the door. My work is the part of me no one argues with because it's the part that saves strangers. Dylan always said my shifts made me dramatic. He said sleep deprivation made me suspicious. But the towel is ours. The timestamp matches his offsite, a fundraiser trip he swore was essential. I thumb the volume up, then down, like a pulse check. The woman filming finally steps in frame. She's not anyone I know. The sheets are hotel white. The bedside water glass has lipstick smudges the same coral as my own. There's a card on the desk, City View Suites. Different chain, different city. I hear his voice again, that soft salesman purr he uses on donors and bartenders. My chest tightens, but the familiar protocol kicks in. Assess, stabilize, document. I screenshot the video preview, then watch again, this time counting seconds the way I count compressions. The towel hangs like a flag. I didn't realize we were flying. I think, what exactly can die twice? Trust or denial? The radiator ticks once, like a metronome, and then my phone buzzes again with a text from the same unknown number that simply says, "I'm sorry." I press call. It goes to voicemail. I leave the video paused on Dylan's grin and open a fresh note titled, "Evidence." Because when there's blood, you don't argue with stains, you record them. I'm not ready to cry. I'm ready to collect. Then my phone buzzed again with a stranger's 3 chilling words. Dylan loved my calm because he could surf it. At first he called me unflappable, like I was a compliment he'd earned. Later he called me paranoid, like the prize had expired. The slide was so gradual I mistook it for gravity. He'd cancel dinners, rebook trips, come home with hotel soap in his pocket and call it quirky. When I asked about the soap the first time, he laughed and told me I was writing detective novels in my head. The second time, he folded me into his chest and said, "You see trauma all day, Mara. It's bleeding into us." He deleted his red receipts because they invite misinterpretation. He kept his location off because battery life. He textured his excuses with just enough tenderness to pass at social distance. I stopped telling friends things because they said, "He's a fundraiser, weekends happen." And I said, "I know," and we changed the subject to their kids or my overtime. Every time I asked a hard question, I got a compliment in return. My attention steered like a shopping cart with one janky wheel. The fresh wound? Last week at brunch, he kissed my temple and told our friends, "Mara thinks my assistant is secretly in love with me," then cocked his head at me like we were co-stars in a sitcom. I laughed because the eggs were good and our friends were watching, and the bill had only just arrived. After, he held my hand in the Uber and whispered, "You know I'm teasing," and I said, "I know," and filed the humiliation next to old bank alerts I never understood. He called last night's trip regional outreach, and when I joked about selfies, he kissed my knuckles and said, "Don't be a cop, babe." The video in my phone says I am a witness. I saved the screenshot before he could make me doubt again. I used to dismiss the alerts as bank apps being overeager, like smoke detectors that hate toast. Small cash withdrawals near places Dylan claimed he never went. Uber receipts between midnight and 4. He traveled with a loyalty that made me feel provincial. Always back to back, always last-minute invites. And I believed him because believing is lighter than carrying proof. Tonight I scroll through our joint grocery spreadsheet and see the first breadcrumb I pretended was flour. A charge labeled CV Suites Incidentals. 2 months ago, 3 nights in a row, on a card we only use for split necessities. He said incidentals were donor dinners. I said incidentals usually mean minibar, parking, laundry. He smiled and said, "That's why I love you. You're so practical," and bought me a lavender diffuser that made our bedroom smell like a waiting room. My thumb hovers over the message thread. I type, "Who are you? How do you have this video?" Delete, retype. "Why did you send this to me?" The reply comes quickly. "Because you deserve to know before Saturday." Saturday is the gala. Black ties, silent auction, Dylan's favorite mirror, a ballroom. I hear the Phantom Band tuning up in my future. I searched City View Suites and confirmed the carpet pattern from the video in their gallery, a gray chevron. The same chevron hides under Dylan's shoes in frame 14. My stomach drops with the stupid intimacy of recognizing commercial carpet. I pull my go bag closer like a talisman and open my banking app again. Another breadcrumb, a $400 ATM withdrawal from a location tag, warehouse district. The night he told me he fell asleep, face planting on spreadsheets. The account name on the withdrawal slip was my full name. At lunch, Dylan turned our friends into spectators and me into a premise. She thinks I'm a spy. He grinned, and when I didn't smile back fast enough, he added, kidding. She just cares a lot, as if care were the punchline. That night, a letter waited in our mailbox with my name spelled perfectly and my address underlined once. Meridian Collections. The tone efficient, the figure exact, the origin vague, balance due associated with policy adjustments. I held the paper over the sink like a lit match. Dylan breezed in 10 minutes later smelling like citrus cologne and hotel shampoo and kissed my forehead like a stamp. Long day, he yawned. Regional director was in town. I said, what's Meridian? He said, probably spam. He took the envelope, squinted, then shrugged. That salesman shrug that reads like paperwork got lost in the cheerful universe. I'll call in the morning. When morning came, he kissed my cheek and said he was hopping on donor breakfasts, and I stood at the window with the letter in my hand and watched him walk toward a ride share that wasn't the plate he texted me. The unknown number pinged again. Meet me before Saturday. I'll bring proof. My ribs felt like a locked box. I texted Tasha. Can you come by? She arrived with coffee and a charger and the kind of eye contact that clears rooms. You're not crazy, she said, before I even finished. We laid the letter, the video, and my printed bank alerts on the table like instruments before an operation. Tasha pointed to the debt line item. Policy adjustments means insurance, she said. Did you change anything? I shook my head, and the radiator ticked once like an answer. An envelope from Meridian Collections waited under my door with interest. I ended it on our couch with both windows open so I could breathe. Dylan stared at the TV like the news anchor might mediate. You're choosing paranoia over partnership, he said, voice soft, hands displayed. Palms up, salesman surrender. I said, I'm choosing oxygen. He paced, then sat, then paced again, landing on a line I'd never heard. People flirt at events, Mara. It helps the cause. I asked which cause the hotel towels served. He called me cruel. I asked whose card covered the room. He said I was making a scene in our living room. When he left, he didn't slam the door. The quiet felt like a staged home. I slept 2 hours and woke up feeling anchored to the mattress. Tasha came over with trash bags and a label maker. We separated his things into piles: clothing, tech, the drawer of gifted wine he never drank. I found a spare charger that didn't match any device I knew. At noon, the unknown number sent a name. I'm Sienna. Then a long text, apologizing, none of it defensive, all of it plain. Yes, she'd been seeing him for months. Yes, she thought he was single. Yes, she learned my name because he used my email as a recovery contact for a lodging account. Yes, she filmed the video when he tried to kiss her on camera. He likes proof, she wrote. The window light shifted. The apartment looked honest again. I asked Sienna, why tell me? She replied, because there were others before me. And because of Saturday. I asked, what happened Saturday? She wrote, he's introducing a major donor to the board, and it's not a donor. Sienna asked if we could meet somewhere public, tonight, alone. We meet at a coffee shop where the light is kind to tired women. Sienna wears no apology, only a denim jacket with a popped seat. Up close, she looks younger than the text messages made me feel. I didn't know about you, she says. When I did, I wanted you to know about us. We sit by the window with 2 mugs and zero pretense. She slides her phone across. Photos of Dylan's studio apartment. Different dishware, different rug, a framed print he once told me he hated hanging above his bed. He told me he was barely getting by, she says. He asked to use my card for travel holds. Then money vanished from my checking account through some app one didn't recognize. I ask which app. She says, Lodge Key, and my stomach drops because that's the name in my recovery email notifications I filed under marketing. We swap phones like detectives. I log into my cloud backup and find a device named imaRDesk, even though my last laptop died 2 years ago. I follow the maze: settings, security, devices, an iPhone that isn't mine, last backed up yesterday on hotel Wi-Fi. I try the old password Dylan insisted I use because we should keep it simple. It opens. The photos are boring. Receipts, door numbers, selfie angles he never sends me. Then a note. Taxes_Mara_2024. Created at 1:04 a.m. the night of the video. Inside is a list of my identifiers like the intake sheet at work, SSN, birthday, employer, insurance provider, next to fields labeled policy upgrade and premium waiver. Sienna squeezes her mug like it might float. He told me you were okay with this, she says, and my body goes cold and methodical the way it does in a crash. The backup finished, revealing a folder labeled taxes_Mara_2024, password protected. The next morning I treat my apartment like a command post. Tasha brings a legal pad. Sienna brings a timeline. I bring the steadiness I keep for strangers who bleed on my shoes. We divide the facts: dates, amounts, names, apps. I call Meridian Collections and ask for a full accounting for my records, then press the record button on my phone and set it by the plant. The agent reads from a script until I say, "I'm an EMT and this involves identity misuse." His tone shifts. He confirms a policy upgrade request submitted online with my name and employer. Timestamped 1:07 a.m. the night of the video. IP address, CityView Suites guest network. I hear my own breath in my recording. Tasha mouths, "Got him." I ask for a PDF of the call and the underlying request. He says they don't email, only fax. I give him the number at my station because I'd rather answer questions at work than watch Dylan practice sincerity at home. Then I called Dylan's employer from the website's general line and asked for the events team, pretending I'm a vendor verifying a sponsorship. A cheerful coordinator confirms Saturday's gala and mentions, casually, that Dylan is introducing his VIP. I ask a donor. She laughs. Sort of long story. Next, Sienna texts me a voicemail she saved from a month ago. Dylan coaching her to call her bank to unlock daily cash withdrawal limits because parking garages are weird. In the background, I hear a chime I recognize from his second phone. Signal, not messages. We search Lodge Key and learn that travel holds can be abused if paired with a card on file and a gullible partner. Tasha suggests we talk to someone who writes things down for a living. She calls a friend of a friend, a junior investigator in the fraud unit, Ruiz, who agrees to coffee near the precinct on his break. Ruiz is careful with his words and blunt with his eyebrows. "You need clean copies, not screenshots," he says. "You need provenance. Don't confront him yet. People like this escalate when their first mask slips." He's halfway through a sentence about chain of custody when my phone vibrates with a private number and a male voice says, "You're making a mess, Mara." He pauses and then asks if I'm alone right now. The voice on the line doesn't identify himself, but the cadence is familiar, slow, patient, like he's teaching me how to be reasonable. "You don't want rumors at the gala," he says. "You'll embarrass yourself." I motion to Tasha to start another recording and keep him talking. "What rumors?" I ask, and he exhales like a coach at halftime. "The one Sienna started. She's unstable." He hangs up before I can answer. Ruiz leans in. "That wasn't Dylan," he says. "But it's someone who thinks he's valuable." Sienna scrolls through her photos and pulls up a lease agreement from an email labeled, "Congrats." There's a second apartment, City View Annex, Unit 304, furnished month to month. The tenant of record is a company name I don't recognize. The emergency contact is Dylan. The cosigner signature is smudged. Tasha scans it with a banker's daughter's eye. "That cosign line is a photocopy pasted on top," she says. "Look at the pixel halo." I search the company. A shell, formed 6 months ago, registered with a mailbox store. Ruiz asks if he can forward the lease to a colleague who can confirm forgery markers without making it official yet. I nod, feeling both exposed and reinforced, like a cast around a fracture. Sienna shows us a selfie from Unit 304. Same gray chevron carpet, a welcome basket, a note that says, "For our privacy." My throat dries. We compare the cosigner's scrawl to mine on our old car title. The swoop in my M matches too closely for coincidence. He's been borrowing your identity air, Tasha says. Meridian faxes arrive at my station, a timeline of policy upgrades aligned with his off-sites, each one toggling a premium waiver tied to my employer coverage. I hold the pages like X-rays where tumors light up. Sienna points to a Venmo screen capture. His request to her, memo line, garage. Amount $400, date matching my ATM withdrawal. He isn't just cheating. Cheating is the disguise on the larger theft. The lease cosigner's signature at the bottom was my full name. I inventory my fear like supplies. 1 spiral notebook, 3 pens, 2 allies, a job that teaches me not to waste minutes. We draw a flowchart on butcher paper taped to my wall. Left branch, civil, credit freezes, fraud alerts, dispute letters, HR notification with dates and documents. Right branch, criminal, Ruiz's contacts, statement requests, preservation notices to the hotel chain and Meridian. Middle branch, the gala. You don't need to nuke him publicly, Tasha says. You can quietly file and let process work. I nod, then think of Sienna's text. There were others. I think of the assistant at brunch who blushed when Dylan joked she wanted him. I think of the donors he flatters into loosened wallets while he raids ours. If we go public, I say slowly, we protect the next woman quicker. Ruiz lifts a palm. Public is fine if your evidence is boring. Boring wins. Dates, dollars, devices. We spend an hour translating screenshots into PDFs and labeling each with a clear file name. 01 underscore meridian underscore timestamp underscore IP. PDF 02 underscore lodge key underscore charges. PDF 03 underscore lease underscore unit 304 underscore annotated. PDF. I open a new email draft to Attorney Patel, recommended by a nurse who divorced a charming ghost. I attach nothing yet. I write a clean summary like a report. What we know, how we know it, what we're asking. Then I call CityView Suites and ask for IT, pretending to be a guest who left her tablet. The tech confirms they retain device off logs for 90 days. I make a preservation request and log the case number. Finally, I RSVP to the gala and pay for 2 tickets with my own card. Sienna hesitates when I send her the QR code. Are you sure? She texts. He'll spin it. I text back. Let's bring the projector. I book 2 seats at the gala and press send on invitations. Friday evening, Dylan knocks while I'm labeling a flash drive. I watch through the peephole. He's wearing the sweater my mother liked, the one that makes his shoulders look gentler. I open the chain, not the door. We should talk, he says. Face to face, grown up. His voice is low, pitched to bypass the amygdala, a technique he once bragged about after a donor breakfast. I'm sorry I embarrassed you, he adds. You've been under stress. You see bad things. You're projecting them onto us. My hand steadies on the chain. Who is Unit 304? I ask. He flinches. Is that what Sienna calls herself now? The pivot is fast, practiced. She's been harassing me, Mara. She showed up at work. He puts a palm to the door like he's praying. I love you. You know my heart. I think of my heart learning to tree off. You used my information, I say. Meridian, fax me your nights. He inhales. The mask rips, not cleanly. I watch calculation fight instinct. Okay, he says softly. I made some mistakes, but we can fix it internally. No police, no HR. I'll sell the watch, cancel the lease, call the bank. We'll be okay if you don't make a scene. He steps back, angling for charm. Wear the green dress tomorrow, he says. You look like a promise in it. Tasha texts from the stairwell. Do you need me to come up? I type, wait. Dylan leans close, whispers. If you go public, we both burn. Think carefully. I close the door enough to unhook the chain, then open it wider and hold up my phone so he can see the red recording dot. Behind him, the elevator doors opened on Ruiz with a clipboard. We don't argue. We schedule. Ruiz asks Dylan to return on Saturday afternoon to clarify concerns at the hotel, citing a courtesy review the nonprofit requested to prevent misunderstandings. He phrases it so Dylan can hear absolution in every syllable. Dylan agrees, because appearances are his oxygen. Tasha and I arrive early at the ballroom, where staff test the projector and the mic squeals like a warning bird. I've arranged a small side room with a table, 3 chairs, 2 outlets, and 1 rolling case borrowed from a colleague who DJs weddings. Inside the case, a laptop, 2 HDMI cables, a power strip, and a binder labeled evidence with stick-on tabs like a rainbow of consequences. Attorney Patel meets us at the coffee station, silver hair tucked behind one ear, voice precise. We'll start with questions, she says. We'll let him talk. Then we'll display one item at a time. No fishing expeditions, no ambushes that look like revenge. We are here because of paperwork, not heartbreak. Sienna arrives in a navy dress that makes her look older and steadier. She breathes through her nose like she's bracing, then smiles without joy. For every woman who sent him money, she says. We check the projector by flashing a blank slide. Date, time, IP, account. Patel nods. Keep it readable. Judges are people. Guests begin to filter in. Black ties like uniformed optimism. A board member stops to compliment my shoes. His wife says, I've heard Dylan's VIP is spectacular, and my stomach goes cold. At 3 o'clock, Dylan glides in with a man I recognize from his contact list as JD, consultant, the voice from the call. We lead them to the side room, as if to offer privacy. Dylan sits, crosses one ankle over his knee, and smiles like this is a misunderstanding we can monetize. Then the projector lit up with Dylan's face and a second phone. Patel starts with the Meridian timeline for policy upgrades, each aligning with travel, each submitted from CityView IPs, each tying a premium waiver to my employer plan. Dylan's eyes flick to the door, then to JD, then back to the screen. Administrative error, he says. Patel clicks to the next slide, LodgeKey dashboard, charges mapped to Unit 304, Venmo memos labeled garage, ATM withdrawals mirrored by deposits into a shell account. Accounting complexity, he says, thinner now. Sienna's jaw works. Tell them about the night you said you lost your wallet, she says. Patel nods permission. Sienna plays a saved voicemail. Dylan coaching her to raise daily cash limits while a TV in the background announces weather for a city he told me he'd never visited. Dylan lifts both hands. I was protecting donors from theft, he says, and somewhere in the ballroom a string quartet starts to tune. Ruiz places on the table a printed lease with the cosign line enlarged. MS. Mara's signature? He asks. Dylan squints. Looks like it. Ruiz slides my car title signature beside it. The match is embarrassing in its obviousness. I was authorized, Dylan says. She approved. Patel interrupts, gentle as a scalpel. We have an email from your account asking Mara to keep passwords simple for us, timestamped before the lease, referencing a second device for backups. On screen, a photo, the gray chevron carpet, Dylan's loafers, the towel. JD clears his throat. This is unnecessary spectacle, he says. Patel smiles. We prefer dull spectacle. Dylan's charm collapses into anger, so quickly the room moves back. You recorded me? He spits at Sienna. You set me up? The door opens. A board member peers in, hears nothing, leaves. Patel folds her hands. Mr. Dylan, why were Ms. Mara's identifiers stored in a note on your device labeled taxes_Mara_2024? He inhales like a diver. Because she asked me to handle her paperwork, he says, and even JD looks away. Security asked who authorized the payments, and every finger pointed at Dylan. The gala continues, a strange parallel universe where small talk floats while our smaller room condenses into consequence. The Nonprofits Council arrives with a notepad and a neutral expression. Patel hands over copies, not originals, and requests a written acknowledgement of receipt. Ruiz's phone chirps. Preservation order sent. Case numbers assigned. Dylan's VIP status evaporates in stages. First the posture, then the smile, then the access badge, which the event manager quietly asks to see and never returns. JD slips out and never comes back. I sign 3 forms. One to initiate a fraud hold on my credit report, one to freeze new insurance activity, one to authorize CityView to share device off logs with Patel's office. Sienna sits beside me and exhales in a slow leak. There were 6 of us, she says, showing a group thread that bloomed after one woman found another's name in his favorites. 2 sent him money, 1 co-signed furniture. I feel a hot shame for every time I apologize to him for noticing. Then I feel something cleaner, relief at choosing procedure over melodrama. When Dylan tries to storm into the ballroom to reclaim the microphone for his final speech, The security guard gently redirects him toward the exit. He turns once, eyes full of grievance, and mouths, "Monster," at me like he can cast me as his villain in a story I no longer occupy. By Monday, the nonprofit places him on leave pending investigation. By Wednesday, the shell account freezes. By Friday, Meridian confirms reversal of the upgrades and flags his IP. I go to work, lift gurneys, chart vitals, and discover how quiet my mind can be when truth is loud. Then a private number pings my voicemail with breathing and a whisper that knows my schedule. The detective's voicemail ended with one line: "Expect retaliation, tighten your perimeter." I buy timers for lamps and pepper gel for my keychain and the kind of door wedge that makes a bad story shorter. Tasha insists I take her self-defense class night. I insist on therapy morning. In session, I practice talking about Dylan without minimizing my own clarity. "You looked away because you were exhausted," my therapist says. "Now you're awake." I collect the boring victories. A letter from Meridian. "We regret the error, balance is removed." An email from HR. "Your identifiers are protected, audit complete." A text from Sienna. A selfie with 2 other women. A coffee table piled with forms. The caption, "We're filing together." I sleep with the window cracked, not as an invitation, but as a reminder that air exists. Patel drafts a restitution proposal that reads like a grocery list: dates, items, account numbers, a payment plan that leaves me neither savior nor martyr. I agree to nothing verbal. When Dylan texts, "Let me fix it privately," I reply with Patel's number. He writes, "You used to love me." And I type, "I used to believe you," then delete it and send nothing. On shift, my partner jokes that I label everything like I expect a jury. I laugh and keep labeling because it helps me breathe. Sienna asks if we can start a small fund for women caught in similar scams. I say yes if we do it in writing with someone who does spreadsheets for sport. On Saturday, exactly 1 week after the gala, my apartment smells like lemon cleaner and hope when the buzzer sounds and a courier hands me a padded envelope with no return address. Inside is a phone I don't recognize and a folded page that says, "For your records." Saturday came again, and my phone buzzed with an unknown number. The unknown number belongs to a woman in another city who found my name in a shared cloud note labeled like a grocery list of lies. I talked to her for an hour, not as a hero, not as a cautionary tale, but as a stranger who knows how to start a checklist. Call your bank, I say. Freeze your credit. Download your cloud backups. Rename your fear with dates. She thanks me, voice trembling into steadiness. After we hang up, I take the unknown phone to Patel's office for imaging, and we find a final gift, a spreadsheet Dylan kept of passwords and promises, a poem of theft that will never again rhyme. Healing, I'm learning, is less like a sunrise and more like a spreadsheet. Columns you complete without fireworks. Boundaries are the formatting, bold where needed, locked where vulnerable, shared only when safe. On my wall, the butcher paper flowchart is smudged from fingers and hope. I don't take it down. Instead, I add a small box at the end that reads, "Future, arrow to boring love, honest work, windows open." Practical advice for anyone watching my story: trust your pattern recognition, make feelings bring receipts, keep passwords unique, photograph everything, ask one friend to be your sanity mirror, believe the carpet pattern. If you are older and think you should be above drama, reframe it as due diligence. If you are younger and think you shouldn't make a fuss, reframe it as record keeping. The hopeful image I carry is simple: a kitchen table with coffee rings and labeled folders, sunlight on a clean floor, my name spelled correctly by me, and somewhere, another woman's screen lit up, waiting for her first proof.